Margaret?
Appreciate your effort about communication. So I would like to say that it's not all that it's lived up to be at times. With great respect for the one precinct, I called the number, it rings and rings and nobody picks up. I don't even know if there's a number or an email for Queens North I could find on the internet. I'll go check it out. So I really, really appreciate your efforts in that, but the tools for communication are not either not working or not readily available for community members sometimes. And I know that's not something to fix right now, but if you can put it on your list.
We will absolutely work on that, absolutely.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Any other questions?
Even though
Can you speak up? That's our resident nurse that's on our board also. Good evening.
There's a woman. Earlier about being heard, I know that there's a pilot on the part of the work, and I'm hoping that will come. So, are you familiar?
I have heard of the program. I know that they're doing it, I believe, up in the Manhattan North area. And it's some outreach with different organizations and with the police department, making sure that we're not necessarily the ones that are responding at all of calls for persons in need of service. But yeah, if they want to expand that and bring it to Queens, we will absolutely work hand in hand to have that done.
Thank you.
You're very
And
welcome.
also, I don't know what recent still have that roaming around and they
Okay. Give us exact locations if you have them. You know, you could give that information to the lieutenant over here. We could speak after as well. You know.
No, you can give it to them after.
Yeah.
Give it to them after. Is there any other question? Let's take one last question, please. Sir?
Okay, I have a problem, with this, I don't need this to get into your presentation. Package. And mention that, you might know about it, just haven't happened there. But 104th Street and Rosewood Avenue is always blocked. The 23 bucks can never get across. You're sitting in that block for at least 35 minutes. Every day during the evening. Every day between 5 and 8.
Okay.
And you need like one of those don't block square.
Yeah,
where
the
you cross.
block the box.
Everybody's trying to get across. The bus can never get across. Sometimes they go on Main Street, so they bypass all the other stops that people might want to get on or off at. But this has been going on for a long time, so you may know about it. Maybe you haven't done anything about it. 104th Street and Rosewood Avenue. The 23 comes across on 24th Street going south.
Yep.
And the traffic on Rosewood Avenue mostly going west.
Is
They don't
unable
move.
to unable to
And
move.
traffic didn't do anything about it because I was talking to this driver.
Okay.
You know, they asked me.
Yep.
Maybe come to the board.
So we have in addition to our normal patrol officers, we have traffic safety officers, and that's something that I will make sure that I speak to Inspector Alvahiri about, and we'll see what we can do over in that. To try to make sure that traffic.
About it. They
Absolutely.
everyone on the bus.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
Okay, we will absolutely work on it for you.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we'll go from there.
Oh, it's fine.
Also, the lieutenant was also taking down that address as you gave it. Okay. All right, next up, everyone knows mental health is important, and our mental health has been suffering. These are two ladies from YA and OMH. Thank you very much. Okay, they talk about children's rights teaching homes, okay? Go.
Thank you so much. My name is Sandy Pfizer. I'm here with Christy Hickey, and we work for an agency called YI, Young Adult Institute. We are a very large health and human services, primarily serving individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We have over 20 programs in Queens. Some of you may have heard of us. But what I'm really here to talk about today is a new initiative. Every day the papers are full of issues related to mental health and children and adolescents. So we were lucky to receive a grant to develop a children's crisis home in Queens. And it's going to be, if you know where the Paris lady of Fatima is, it will be in a former convent building. And we will be converting that building. It'll take us about, from today, about 18 months. And we will be using that building to house young people in crisis that are in mental health crisis. Chris is going to talk a little bit about that, but I just want to say that the building itself will be totally renovated. We'll be putting in an elevator. Will be, each floor will have 6 bedrooms, classrooms, living, dining rooms. And we will be working to make it a really state-of-the-art project. And we're very proud that it will be serving families in Queens.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say I started my career at YI 33 years ago, just down the road on 82nd Street, the supervisor and social worker of our Queens Crisis Program. So I was in this neighborhood for many years. When I was working in that program, we had a lot of kids falling, between the cracks. So this is a project close to my heart. So this is a program that's going to serve kids from 6 to 17 years old. The lower level will be the younger kids. The upper level will be the older kids. Our model is based on, we have a program like this in Eastern Queens for adults, and the model is called START, and it comes out of the University of New Hampshire. So you all can Google START and learn more about the type of model. It's around positive psychology. But a big piece with this is collaboration. Working with all the individuals working with the kids, from teachers to therapists to psychiatrists to family members. So it's like bringing the system together and getting everybody on the same page. The program will be 24 hours, 21 days is the limit the kids can stay there. It is a therapeutic setting. So the purpose of it is to do a thorough assessment of what's going on with the kids, communicating with their psychiatrist. We will have a medical director who's going to be a psychiatrist. Actually, our medical director from our Article 16 clinic is already interested in being part of this. It will have a director, assistant director, nursing, looking for nurses, clinical psychologists, social workers. It's going to be a very, a really good program. But if anybody has more specific questions, I'll be glad to ask.
We're going to work with the community board as we develop the program with your health and social service committees to give you updates and to answer additional questions. We'll be doing training with law enforcement in the neighborhoods. This is a voluntary program. This is not a court mandated program. The kids want to be here. They want a safe haven to prevent hospitalizations or, God forbid, other different types of crises that kids are going under right now.
I mean, kids go in and out of the hospital, they just adjust medication. They're not really doing a thorough assessment. It's a revolving door, and we want to stop the revolving door.
All right, and you can tell this is a program that we're excited to work with. From Community Board 3, this is something that is well overdue. Okay, we're going to take 5 questions. I'm going to start though with our health heads, our chairs. If they have any questions first, I'll start with our Vivian. If you have any questions, if not, then I'll go to Foster. Okay. I'll go to Foster.
Hello, how soon are you gonna have the committee?
So we're working. So we're working on it. It's funded through New York State. It's been taking a lot longer than we thought, but we hope we'll be operational sometime between 12 and 18 months.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Can you speak up so we can all hear you, please? I know it's a little difficult, I appreciate it, thank you.
We will be taking referrals from foster care as well. But yes, and part of the program is very much involved with the caregivers. So we'll be running, parent training groups out of this facility. But so yes, it will be to help keep the kids at home. We'll be collaborating with hospitals, mental health clinics, guidance counselors in the schools, direct referrals from family members. But we will get referrals from ACS and foster care as well.
Nula?
Welcome to the neighborhood, we're excited to have you.
Thank you.
People gonna come with Queens, the neighborhood.
So priority will be given to Queens, but we will accept outside of Queens if need be. There's a similar program in Brooklyn, but I think that's it. Just, we're gonna be at Brooklyn and Queens.
Anyone else?
Where's the location?
So, it's gonna be, it will be it's 2556 80th, which is really at the corner of 80th and, 80th Street and 30th Avenue. It's a former convent building. The building's there already. We're gonna be just using that as the residence.
Is there anyone else? We'll take one more. Anyone else? Oh, I'm sorry. There's one.
They're gonna find further information. So we'll be coming back to other community meetings, and Giovanna has my contact information, but we'll be back here as we get closer to opening to give more information and really to have like phone numbers and referrals and stuff. It's a little early at this point.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to thank them for coming. I'd like to see the good work that you guys do.
Thank you.
All right, we're here to support. All right, that's the end of our public information. We're gonna move on to public hearings. Mr. Edwin and Mr. Wesley. Ed Wesley. Our chair.
Yeah, I think it's easier to open down here, yeah. Okay.
Want to stand?
I think that'd be too much trouble. Huh? Is it heavy? Is it heavy?
It's killing me.
Of course. Yeah. Might be over my 74 weight limit.
All right, let's go. Evan Rosenbaum, chair for Business Echo.
We have 6 applicants tonight. Got to get through them as efficiently as possible. First application, Cielito Lindo Taberna, 8811 Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights. This is an application for a full liquor license. Is the applicant present? Okay, once again, so you Cielito Lindo Taberna, 8811 Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights. Twice, okay. Moving on. La Cueva Bar and Grill Corp. Limoncito from Run 10502 Northern Boulevard in Corona. Application for a full liquor license. Okay, please come forward.
I'm sorry, I mean, which one is this?
The second one.
The first one didn't show.
Oh. Okay. I don't know where it's.
Good evening. My name is Isaldo Fernandez. I'm here with the sole proprietor of La Cueva Bar in New York, Yamlet Sadia. It's an application for a removal. Ms. Sadia already has a bar on Astoria Boulevard. She's been there for the last 12 years or so. The landlord increased the rent astronomically, so she went for a new location. She's been at the new location since May of last year, renovating it and trying to seek approval for the full liquor license. Sure, brief overview. There are going to be 10 tables, 4 chairs on these tables with 40 patrons.
Over this way, so that you're on camera.
Yes, so you're on camera.
Yes.
Always going to be on camera at one point.
Like,
I always saw my thing.
Always.
Always love my favorite term.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you gotta aim for the slant. Yeah, aim for the slant.
Okay, aim for the slant. a new model.
Okay.
And so 10 tables, 4 chairs per table, and there are 10 chairs at the bar. And the occupancy, I believe, is 74. She doesn't presently have a full kitchen, but she wants a full kitchen. That's her intention. So it's going to be a full kitchen dedicated to Colombian food. She's from Colombia, and she's going to focus on that.
Any questions from the public or any questions from the board members? Yes, Sonia.
Thank you. So across the street is this school, right?
Sonia, can you speak up a little bit? Thank you.
So across the street is the school. I know the school is, there's been some controversy in the past, of whether the school is open or anything like that. So you directly across the street from me would be, within 200 feet would be a school. How do you feel about that?
I wasn't aware of a school, which is the school that's across the street.
Right, it's the Islamic school. That's across the street, right?
I know there's a Baptist church across the street, diagonally across the street. I'm not aware of
And
any
that green
school.
building, that is supposed to be a school or some kind of religious school.
Yeah, based on the research that I've done under the school authority, I haven't seen any school. I mean,
I
I'll look
just
at
pulled
it.
it up. Knowing that there's a school within 200 feet. What do you feel about that?
Well, I don't believe there is a school. I don't believe there is a school. I don't believe there is a school.
Let's ask the chair. You know?
The typical way it's determined, we don't go by what the Department of Building states. Department of Building states, the building directly across the street is non-for-profit religious place of worship and educational facility.
It used to be a school, right?
Right. It's still listed as a religious school and place of worship.
So my question is, now that you know that there's a place of worship in school, how do you feel about that? What is your?
Right, no, we know, right, we know there's a place of worship across the street. So we had a survey, a professional surveyor go and give us the exact, so it's exactly 144 point, approximately 145 feet away diagonally. The church is on the first floor. It's a multifamily residence. How do I feel about having a family restaurant across the street? I think that's a wonderful opportunity for the community to get closer, and it's not a standalone bar right next door or anything like that. And this is Miss Sadia lives in the neighborhood, she's worked in the neighborhood, and again, she's looked for the location, she spent a lot of money fixing the area, fixing the specific location. So be respectful, you know.
Because she's the owner, right? Yeah. And she's the one that picked this location, so, you know, I really wanted to hear her. I know you did a great job, but I really wish you encouraged her.
Right, but I want to understand the question better. So how she feels about the church being across the street? Great.
That I'm looking for is, we're looking to open up a restaurant with full liquor, and it is under the SLA's requirement. It's under 500. I'm just trying to figure, as an owner, you know, when you think this area, did you do your homework? Did you know that this school was there? And now you're asking to spend your full, like, not wine and beer.
Well,
I'm just.
right, I'll let you answer. She did do her research. It isn't, it didn't come out as a school.
I am the school,
Right.
but I don't know, I know other things.
If you don't understand the question, that's fine. We can just-
Any other questions? Okay, we'll go to Ed and then Andre.
Two questions, one to follow up. Discussion you just had. You're aware that the state liquor authority doesn't want establishments, bar and restaurants within 200 feet of a school and or church, correct?
We're aware of that, yes.
Okay. The next question is, what are your hours of operation?
That she can answer. Yeah, she's saying 10 to 3 AM, but it would not be 10 to 3 AM.
But
Well, what's the application say?
I have to look at that application.
okay, the days of the week is technically. The day of the opening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the question, yeah.
You said
In the
she on
meantime, hold on, Andre's question while I check.
That was the same question. Hours of operation.
Right, we would, obviously, the hours of operation would be reasonable. It wouldn't be past midnight.
What did you say the hours?
No, also, we're trying to find the hours. We're trying to find it.
Okay, what she was looking for. Where was the previous restaurant? Was it nearby or where was?
I don't have the question. Previous restaurant was on Astoria Boulevard and 94th and
So on
Astoria
the
Boulevard.
technology, I'm looking at.
I'm sorry, she's the owner, right?
Right.
Does she know her hours?
Her present hours. Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right, her present hours on Astoria Boulevard until 3 AM.
What time do they
What
open?
is
Is that
that?
every day or?
So use Tuesday, use Friday, Saturday. No.
Okay, so can you just tell me what the hours are? You open up it on Monday at 12 o'clock or 10 o'clock? Just run that for me.
Oh,
Hey,
now,
listen, we're all friends here. Relax. Relax. Take it easy.
now we open, I will open, and I hope,
Monday?
Monday,
What's on your license now? That's what I'm interested in.
Ahora,
The hours now.
licencia, ahora. Tiene la licencia.
use, use, Friday and Saturday. The, 8 to 4 PM, 40 AM.
On Friday and Saturday. Just from 8
Now.
8 AM.
94 Astoria.
to 4 AM.
And the other day she doesn't open.
And the other days you're not open?
No.
So you're open 2 days a week? All right.
Hours of operation as presented to us in committee are Monday through Wednesday, 4 PM to midnight, and Thursday through Sunday, 4 to 4. Just reiterating, this is the second item on the agenda, and not the first, the second item. Yes, you know.
Couldn't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Establishment on a strict.
What's the address of our? previous one?
94 de CB3 y Astoria Boulevard.
9403 Astoria.
La Cueva Mar. Chito con rojo.
9403 Astoria Boulevard?
Yeah.
That's the address of our.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to think what else bar is open. You got Oak Dreams. It's far up in pocket, that's what's on.
It's not open.
Oh, so it's not, your
How
place
long
is not
before
open?
we close, right? It's still open?
Yeah. I got my license.
I'm sorry, Ann? You see how, I know, that's what I'm asking.
Or maybe just by the discount store, there's a bar there. That by the discount store?
That's the button.
That by the discount store.
Well,
What's the street that used to put?
you mean the Mexican center? The Mexican.
Next to the discount store.
9403.
The discount store, so that's closed, yeah, next time. Yeah.
That's a beauty supply place and you got a massage.
No, it's across the street.
Across the street. You.
On the north side. Yeah, it's closed. It's not
That place is open?
He said it's open. And that's what he had.
It's open on Friday.
Have you seen
Friday,
I've never
Saturday.
seen that place. I've never seen that place. No, he just.
The discount store.
It's next to you. It's actually. No, it's across the street. It's like, oh, yeah. That used to be a bar. So this used to be a bar, right next to, the tax place. But I haven't seen that place open.
That's Richard.
Yeah, this is where-
It's not to the discount store, it's in the middle. David,
Okay. All right.
okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Any down to one? Yes, go ahead. Okay, next applicant is Meat House Incorporated, doing business as Kavika de Oro, 8402 37,000 Jackson Heights. Application for a wine, beer, and cider license.
It's the best.
So we can be online with the camera. Yeah.
Because it's just feedback on the mic.
It is.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Diego, and we have a restaurant familiar in Chivito de Oro. We live 87 Avenue, 8402 Street. And we changed the corporation because my father's too old to the business, and now I'm the owner.
This is the hours of operation, the occupancy. The hours of operation.
The hours is every day, and it goes 11 p.m.
11 to 11?
Yes, we sell the beer and wine only for, it's a stick house. Yes.
See. Anyone have any questions?
This is the best restaurant in the neighborhood. Best.
Okay, going off that, how long is the restaurant in business at the location?
20 years.
More than 30 years. Okay, any questions? Okay, being none, we'll take it up there later. Number 4 on the agenda, 170 for restaurant 4, that is adjourned next month. Next applicant is Central Station Bar 4 for this Central Bar Station, 8103 Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights, application for approval. Hello.
Good evening, my name is Sandra Lyle, my company's name is TCL Group. As the name is Mr. Segundo, the owner. The corporation name is Central Station Bar Court, a Latin American sports bar. Mr. Segundo's last name is Tanesca. We're applying for a tavern bar license located at 8103 Roosevelt Avenue. The premise consists of the ground floor as well as the basement floor. The ground floor will have 12 tables, 38 seats, with a pool table as well. The basement is solely for a prep area, office and storage. The occupancy is 7 and 4. He is an order operator and will have a menu as well for the patrons. Mr. Segundo specializes in ceviche and tapas. He's also the owner of another restaurant in Woodside. I'm sorry, Sunnyside, sorry. Yeah, he has been there for 10 years. Mr. Segundo has also has had extensive experience operating restaurants in New York City. He was part owner of another restaurant in the city called Tonelli's on 150 Broadway for 4 years. The hours of operation that we're seeking are 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. Security will be present during the evening hours till closing. Premise will have managers, as well as these managers are all extensive background in operating, in the nightlife, as well as ATAP certified. In proximity to this premise, we have 8 restaurants and 3 other taverns within 750 feet. What else can I say? Thank you for having us, and he would like to say some words too.
I know the landlord, he gave me the opportunity and he told me maybe can I take the place to open the bar? I said, why not? I get the opportunity in Sunnyside 10 years ago. I hope in this time it's gonna be good for me to take this opportunity to try to grow up in the business. You know, I've been in business for a long time and I came here about 25 years ago. I started the restaurant industry. So still I'm continuing. I would like to grow up more and more. I don't know. You guys give me the opportunity to get this.
Questions? Commissioner Costa?
Having bar licenses, what kind of drinks do you serve, what kind of food do you serve, what kind of everything do you think you have?
So under the city liquor authority tavern license, you're still required to have some food. You're not required to have a full menu, but you should have a menu items that consist of either salad, soups. In this case, Mr. Segundo has specialized in ceviche and tapas. So he will have not an elaborate menu like a normal restaurant might have, but that's the difference between a tavern license versus a restaurant license.
I'm not, are there other in Central? That's a strange name to me.
Central Station?
Well, bar tavern, you know.
I
Do we have many?
you have 3 other ones within 750 feet.
No, I'm saying, in the city, in Queens.
Yes.
Lots of numbers.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily, under the state liquor authority, they get filed as a tavern liquor license versus a bar license or a club license. But yeah, there's many of them. It's when you, unfortunately, I have seen the situation in many of these areas where people apply for a restaurant liquor license and they're not really operating as a restaurant. It becomes more of a tavern, but then that's obviously going against what their method of operation should. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Hold on, Costa.
hello. Do you know the history behind that specific place?
This place has been closed for 2 years because we have to do some background history on that. Obviously, before we choose to apply there. Obviously, it's part of what I communicated to the owner, that 2 years ago, it was a focal point and also a problem point for the community.
So what is the name of your business in Sunnyside?
Oasis Pizza and Gyros. That's all. The food.
Did you already sign that lease?
Already, I go out to my second 10 years.
Which is the one in.
Yes, the one we're talking about.
Yes.
On 8103?
Yes.
Thank you.
Costa?
Oh, it sounds like you serve minimum food, so you're planning to run like almost like a bar? Or?
It's a sports bar. Yes, it's definitely a sports bar. Correct.
Mark?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
At your restaurant in Sunnyside, have you had problems with the state liquor authority or?
No, not just applied the last year, apply in August, the license. Take a year ago, applied for only for the wine and liquor. I get the permit.
It's operating under a permit right now.
Yeah.
But he's been there for 10 years at his certification.
Okay, Brian?
Question I had, Which we, question I had was simply, it was closed for 2 years. Now, there's a 500-foot rule involved that everybody seems to be skating over.
No, yeah.
Let's get into that.
Sure.
There's a 500-foot rule. You know, the chance of getting a license is not good.
Part of, I think that one of the reasons why we chose that spot is this, obviously there's a big stigma in that area of these restaurants that are, and that's one of the things that we're talking about. They're listed as restaurants, they're not really bars. In this case, this is a full bar. This premise doesn't have a kitchen, it doesn't have gas lines, it doesn't have anything like that. So part of the thing that this premise must have was a prep area, which we do have in the basement. And in comparison to the other tavern licensed in that area, they don't really fall under what he wants to operate. So that's.
Okay, and also, we have something here that we will stop alcohol an hour before. I don't see any stipulation signed, did that come up? That didn't come up? Because I see from 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily.
We did mention it.
So was that signed? I don't see. Did you sign a stipulation for that or not?
I didn't get the email.
We have a thing here.
Yeah.
I know you are. I've seen it every time. That's why I'm surprised not to see it. Is that something you're willing to sign or? Sure.
Oh. Él está diciendo de the previous reunion that we had, the stipulations that I didn't get the memo, I'm so sorry. Was that we really to close, stop serving alcohol as
Well, the reason we have the last meeting, we're talking about the hours. That's why I told you guys, in this case, because this bar, I think you consider the hours before, late. It's not like the other.
I'm sorry, I don't want to delay this any further. So you're not willing to sign anything saying? It's up to you.
Yeah, for me, I would like to, to competition with the other bar. The other bar close to short games, so, so there's a.
That's a no. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Last on the agenda, number 6, GMP Health, 811 Roman Boulevard, Jackson Heights, application permit for Mr. Lester.
Everybody, GST House is a cafe applying for a full on-premise liquor license. It's located at 8011 Northern Boulevard in Jackson Heights. The hours of operation are from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. Friday through Sunday. The establishment consists of one floor measuring 1,300 square feet, seats a total of 31 patrons at tables and 8 patrons at the customer bar. The front of the cafe will be for counter service and takeout, whereas the back of the establishment will have full weight service, offering full entree-like meals. The owners are working with executive chef Scott Hernandez, who's worked in New York's most popular restaurants such as Tao and Lavo to construct a unique menu for the business. As for the music, the premise will have recorded, live acoustic, and DJ on certain days. There's a total of 8 establishments within 500 feet, and there are no schools or places of worship within 200 feet. There are 2 members of the LLC, of which one will always be on premise to oversee that the establishment maintains a friendly and neighborhood environment. The applicants have 8 years of experience working as a hostess, waitress, and bartender in prominent restaurants such as Blend on the Water and Blend on Vernon Boulevard. The other member, Giovanni, has worked as an event coordinator, and they believe that their combined experience leads to a well-run establishment within the community. We signed the stipulation as requested by the board, and the applicants look forward to bringing something fun and new to the neighborhood.
Any questions?
Come on, somebody's gotta have a question.
That's what I was gonna say, Frank. Anyone have any questions?
Perfect. Dude, these guys are perfect, man. Come on now.
Okay.
Take somewhere, man. 4-3. Come on, guys. Right there.
Seeing no questions, we'll take it up in executive session. Thanks.
No, you're gonna come right back. You gotta come right back. All right, who's my victim for the day? I think I'm gonna take,
What's up, man?
Come on, let's go. All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Sessions, and, they're over there, Mr. Ed Wesley here, my God, I love that name. We are going to go into our executive session at this time. And because we have new board members, Mr. Fahad Solomon is a new member at large. I'm going to give him over the mic to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Here you are, sir. No. I hold your hand. He's also a new board member. This guy's gonna be doing, these two are gonna be doing huge things in our community. Okay? So don't be nervous. Here you go. Who's that by another moment? Let's go. Somebody hold the flag, Ken, Richard, or someone can hold the flag out. I like to see it. Okay, let's go.
Hands over your heart, and let's begin. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome our new board members, our executive board members. Welcome them. Good job, guys. Thank you. Right, we're gonna have a motion now to adopt our agenda. Someone make a motion for me, please. Motion made by Mr. Wesley, seconded. Oscar, did you second it? No? Anybody second the motion? Okay, Ed Kearney second the motion. All those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? Let the record show that it's certified. Motions for, by the committees. Let's move back to Mr. Rosenbaum.
I'm facing it down. Okay. So board members, take a look at your reports. The first applicant, Cielito Lindo Taverna, is a no-show. Again, so we won't be voting on that. The second application is La Cueva Bar and Grill Corp. 10502 Northern Boulevard, Corona. It's an application for a full liquor license. Okay, motion by committee is the committee recommends a disapproval of the application of a full on-premise full liquor license for this applicant, citing the 200-foot rule. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion by the board members? Yes, Mark.
Is the school open?
I don't know. The interpretation that we take is as I'll explain this one. He mentioned other churches. In order to be considered a place of worship, it has to be 100% occupied by the place of worship or school. The location in question that we're citing is 10501, which is directly across the street, which according to the Department of Buildings and New York City taxation remains 100% not-for-profit religious. And that's what we know about. Chanel. Okay, school's not open.
School in question, not currently.
But that church, the building that church is in has other uses in addition to the.
Probably a 3-story building, church on the first floor, 2 floors of residential. Okay.
Yeah, we had this situation about 3 or 4 times in the past. Yeah, with the church in the middle, the block. is
So
not
you speak
really-
up a little bit.
I'm sorry,
Just-
the church in the middle of the block is
Thank
not really an issue because it has other uses. But that the Muslim church, the religious school has been an issue for other businesses in the past that we had to open up because even though, you know, we don't see it being operation. Every time we have checked, and everybody else has checked, it has come back that it is in full operation. So, I don't know. That's why I kind of asked you to look, because that's something you have to look at because it has been such a controversy for this board. Maybe 3 or 4 other times that I know of.
All right, wait 1 second. I just want to make sure that everybody's clear on how they're, what they're voting on. A church is a church, or Ms. Reed can take over if she wants. But a church is a church until it's not registered to be a church. A school is a school until it's not registered to be a school. So we understand the thing of it not being open or something else. We get that. And like I said to everybody here, you always vote with conscience. But as far as the city goes, and I've been going over this city charter for the last couple of weeks, I was in bed sick, actually. Thank you, Mr. Brewster. Brewmeister, I should say. But that's how it is interpreted in the city. It's a school until it's not registered as a school. As long as it's still registered, it can be closed, but it's still a school. A church is still a church until it's not registered to be a church anymore. And that's how the city looks at it. So, we know, and thank you, Chanel. We know that it's closed. We know that's not functioning. But that's part of the issue, but that's not the only issue. I remember the community board with these licenses. We've been doing this for years. We're gonna have the marijuana cannabis licenses coming up. It's what your thought is and what the law says and how we vote. Okay, and we're only an opinion. So they still have to go to the SLA, they'll still have to go to this cannabis authority and everything else to get the final word. All right, I just wanted to clarify it. I didn't want to take your time.
Board members, any other? Chanel and then David.
Yeah, it's.
Okay. You mean the church in the middle of the block, right? Only the one on the corner, directly across. Not that I can recall. Okay, David, and then Ed.
I'm pretty familiar with our neighborhood because I own the building 10513. Over there, I do daily. I know also that across the street to this address is an establishment with got liquor licenses, and it is more close, I would say, to this address who's requesting a new liquor license. Okay, the situation is that it's in the middle of the block is a church, but not using as a church. Eventually, Sunday they go to church, but they using they have various occupancy and had apartments about. At the end of the block on the 105th Street, there's a Mussolini building, but supposedly to make it to function as a school, but it's not yet, it's not registered. So therefore, I guess he's entitled to a vote possibly. That's the way I think.
And then Pascal.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Ed. Oh, okay. We're gonna have someone up there.
There's been a full vacate on there since. It's not.
Okay. So now we have an action, the other action is fully vacated, so we know that.
And Pascal?
So, but next to that church, there used to be a bar there. Do you remember?
Illusion. It is one, two,
Two paces from there.
Yeah, Illusion, yeah. I'm double checking the license.
Yeah, I remember Robert had illusions for a long time.
Yes.
He had problems. Trying to get with the license.
He's open. He's got a
No,
license.
it's open. I think he only had problems.
Guys, can we have a,
I'm not. Say it clearly. everybody should go there.
Correct.
We have.
I'm just checking this quickly. Okay, drawing to that question, Illusion Tavern at 10507, Northern Boulevard has a tavern wine license. No full alcohol allowed to be served. It's only wine, beer, and cider. 10507. Okay. Any other questions or comments by the board members? Okay, call question.
All right. Board members, this is for your name. This application is for disapproval. So a yes vote is a yes for disapproval. No vote is a no for disapproval. Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Point of order. Sir, I don't think it was seconded to the resolution.
No, it's an approval.
It was seconded before the, yeah, no.
Yeah, it was seconded before, we're taking the vote now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seconded before, we're taking the vote now. No reason to go back to this, that, we good.
Okay.
You any question?
Okay.
Second already.
Right, Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Pretty clear then. Right. Just to be clear, what are we voting on?
Okay,
Let him
this
say-
application is, once again, this application is for disapproval of this application. So a yes vote is a yes for disapproval. A no vote is a no for disapproval. Number two.
So everybody's clear on that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Ann Brown.
Yes.
Alba Buendia. Mark Burmester.
No.
Mr. Chaudhry.
He's in front of it.
Michael Cornelison. Sonia David Roberts.
Yes.
Vivian Dock.
Yes.
Margaret Dozier.
Yes.
Rhoda Dunn. Renetta English.
Yes.
Oscar Escobar. Oscar. Mr. Gideon.
No.
Pastor Peter Ron.
Yes.
Mr. Hollander.
Yes.
Kevin Hughes Gabor.
Abstain.
Ed Kiernan.
No.
Stephen Klein.
Yes.
Martha Leberton.
Yes.
Andre Malloy.
Yeah.
Lisa Masulam.
Yes.
Yes. She said yes. Yeah. Orletta Morales. Chamales, I'm a yes. Nula Doherty. Teresa Parson Jones.
Yes.
Patrick Thomas Calanor. Fausto Rodriguez.
No.
Okay. Mr. Romero.
No.
Edmund Rosenbaum.
Yes.
David Rosero.
No.
Lop Sansalaka.
Yes.
Okay, Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith?
Who's right here?
Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Yes? Mr. Solomon?
Yes.
Right. Right, Taylor?
Yes.
Arthur Tyler?
Yes.
Chanel Thomas Henry? Hamlet Wallace?
Yes.
And Ed Wesley?
Yes.
Okay, we have one abstention. Mr. DeBoer, would you like to address your abstention, Scott?
Yes, because a school is referenced in the motion, by an employee of the Department of Education, I am unable to vote on this matter.
We have a count?
Okay. With 33 yeas and 9 noes and 1 abstention, the motion for disapproval carries.
Okay, number 3 on your report, Wheat House Incorporated, doing business as Tribito de Oro, 8402, 37th Avenue, Jackson Heights, an application for wine beer and cider license. Committee recommends approval of an application for an on-premises wine beer license and cider license for this applicant. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion by the board members? Okay, seeing none, we call the question.
Okay, this application is for Wheat House Incorporated, located at 8402 37th Avenue. The committee recommends an approval for the application. So a yes vote is a yes for the approval. Pat Beckles.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Ann Brown.
Yes.
Okay, Mark Burmester.
Yes.
Michael Cornelison. Tony David Roberts.
Yes.
Vivian Dodd.
Yes.
Margaret Dazia. Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Renetta English.
Yes.
Oscar Escobar.
Yes.
Mr. Gideon.
Yes.
Pastor Pierre Ron.
Yes.
Mr. Hollander.
Yes.
Kevin Hughes Navarre.
Yes.
Edward Kiernan.
Yes.
Stephen Kohanek.
Yes.
Martha Leverton. Andre Malloy.
Yeah.
Lisa Masula.
Yes.
Wellington Morales. Richard Mullins, I'm a yes. Nula Doherty. Teresa Parson Jones.
Yes.
Patrick Calvis Cananor.
No.
Bosto.
Yes.
Mr. Romero.
Yes.
Edmund.
Yes.
David Rosero.
Yes.
Lopson.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Solomon.
Yes.
Frank Taylor.
Yes.
Arthur Tyler. Chanel Thomas Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Wallace is a yes. All right. And Wesley.
Yes.
All right. With 31 yeas and 2 noes, the motion for approval carries.
Okay, on your report, number 4 is not present, so we're moving to number 5. Number 5 on your report, Central Station Bar 4, doing business at Central Bar Station, 8103 Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights. Application for a full liquor license. Motion by committee is the committee recommends disapproval of an application for an on-premise full liquor license for this applicant due to the negative history of the location, being located within 500 feet of more than 2 licensed premises, and not meeting the public convenience consideration of the 500-foot rule. Do we have a second? Okay, okay. Any discussion by the board members?
Second.
Any discussion by the board members? Yes, Sonia.
It's not really discussion, it's a statement. Okay, I know this place has a negative history and has all of this going on. But this applicant came, he was so confident that I actually gained confidence that he could actually manage this type of situation. And I mean, that's just my personal opinion, right? I thought he was very confident. I thought he sort of carried himself. So I kind of gained a little confidence that he, even though it has this negative history, that he possibly could make a difference. I'm not saying I voted for him.
Okay, Renetta?
Is this the business that didn't agree to sign a stipulation?
Right. Well, we didn't present one, but he was asked before during the hearing about stopping several 1 hour prior. And we wanted to remain competitive. No.
Yeah. What kind of stipulation was that?
Anyone else, Harper?
A bar tavern till 4 AM daily is just, I think, too much. And, you know, maybe the law says yes, my conscience says no.
Any other board members? Here. Okay. Seeing none. Okay. Miller?
Thank you. Yes, they are voting remotely tonight.
Anyone else on this issue? Call the question.
Okay. This application is for number 5, Central Station, Bar 4. The committee recommends a disapproval of an application. So a yes vote is a yes for disapproval. Okay. A no vote is a no for disapproval. Okay, Pat Beckles. Pat Beckles.
You're on mute, Pat. Yeah, we'll come back again.
Ann Brown.
Yes.
Mark Forrester.
No.
Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Michael Cornelison. Sonny David Roberts.
Yeah.
Vivian Dock.
Yes.
Margaret Dazia.
Yes.
Renetta English.
Yeah.
Oscar Escobar.
No.
Mr. Gideon.
Yes.
Pastor Peter Ron.
Yes.
Mr. Hollander.
Yes.
Can we use the board?
No.
Edward Kiernan.
No.
Stevie Connick.
Yes.
Martha Leberton. Andre Malloy.
Yeah.
Lisa Masula.
Yes.
Lisa Masula.
Yes. Do you hear me? Yes.
Okay. Richard Marley, yes. Nula Doherty.
No.
Teresa Parson Jones.
Yes.
Patrick Canales Cananor,
Yes.
that's right. Foster Rodriguez,
No.
Mr. Romero,
No.
Edmund,
Yes.
Tammy Rose,
No.
David Rosero,
No.
Lop Sansalaka,
Yes.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Frank Taylor,
Yes.
Arthur Tyler,
Yes.
Janelle Thomas Henry, Alan Wallace, and Ed Wesley.
Yes.
Okay, is there any board member, I didn't call their name, that's present? All right. With 23 yeas and 11 noes. No, I'm sorry. With 24 yeas, 11 noes. The motion for disapproval carries.
And the sixth and last applicant is GST House, 8011 Northern Boulevard in Jackson Heights. Application for a full liquor license. Motion by committee is the committee recommends approval of an application for an on-premise full liquor license and furthermore meets the public convenience consideration of the 500-foot rule. Do I have a second?
The second. I am in the meeting now.
Okay, teachable moments, I have to have discussion. You may wonder, IS 145 is diagonal from this location. It is not a 200-foot case because 200 feet starts from the front door of the school. Even though the yard is on Northern Boulevard, the 200 feet counts from the front door, which is on 34th Avenue, and would end up spending somewhere close to 500 feet to this entrance. So that one would not be applicable, even though the rear yard is there. Just wanted to point that out. Because it's a door to door on that. Okay, any other discussion?
Okay. This application for number 6, GST House. It's located 80-11 Northern Boulevard. The committee recommends an approval application. So a yes vote is a yes for an approval. No vote is a no for approval. Pat Beckles,
Yes.
Ann Brown,
Yes.
Mark Burmester,
Yes.
Heiko,
Yes.
Sonia Deborah Roberts,
Yes. Yes.
Vivian Dock,
Yes.
Margaret Dozier,
Yes.
Renetta English,
Yes.
Oscar Escobar,
Yes.
Mr. Gideon,
Yes.
Pastor Peter Ron. Okay, Mr. Hollander,
Yes.
Kevin Hughes DeVore,
Yes.
Ed Kiernan,
Yes.
Stephen Conley,
Yes.
Martha Leverton, Audra Malloy,
Yes.
Lisa Masulo,
Yes.
Richard Mullins, I'm a yes. Nulo Doherty,
Yes.
Teresa Parson Jones,
Yes.
Patrick Camus,
No.
Foster Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ira Rodriguez,
Yes.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Edmund,
Yes.
Tammy Rose,
Yes.
David Rosero, Lop Sansalaka,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
Frank Taylor,
Yes.
Arthur Tyler?
Yes.
Okay, Chanel Thomas Henry? Yes.
Yes.
Hamid Wallace? And Ed Wesley?
Yes.
Okay. Is any board member, I didn't call their name, that's present? All right. With 32 yeas and 3 noes, the motion for approval carries.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we're now gonna have transportation committee. Let's begin. Okay, we're gonna have our transportation, committee now. We have several votes on that. I usually chair that committee also. I was out sick for the last, probably 2 weeks with the flu. And, I just want to say a big, this is what I'm talking about with Community Board 3. When one person goes down, the next person steps up. And I have another chair here who actually stepped up into this. I know she didn't know there was votes involved, neither did I, but she did a fantastic job with the committee, and now she's here to finish it off. And I just thank you so much, Ms. Davis. Chair Davis.
Okay, please bear with me, we have 5 more votes, okay? So, basically, on January 30th, the Traffic and Transportation Committee hosted a meeting to inform the committee members of Link NYC's intention of erecting five newly designed kiosk poles within the community vicinity of the community boards. I'm not talking to this.
You're doing fine.
I'm not gonna do that. So, with the help of Annette English, thank you, and Ann Brown, both who mobilized city maps and brought it up on the Zoom screen, we were able to locate each intended site and as given by Link NYC and take a vote on each site. Each site was given a fair and comprehensive chance of discussion by committee members, and the vote was taken. Each kiosk is estimated to be 30 feet in height and approximately 400 feet apart, as noted on the website. I don't know, we're gonna be able to bring it up?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how we're gonna be able to vote.
People can Google it on their phone.
Okay, yeah, if you have a phone, maybe you can Google it and then hopefully, get a look around. Because there are 5 sites, we have to actually, vote on these sites. So, but before we do that, before we vote, I just wanted to say that, we have 5 sites that we voted on. Okay, no, you know what, let's do the voting first, and then I'll tell you what our recommendations.
No.
Okay, so basically, in all of the locations, many community members were extremely concerned with the lack of transparency from Link NYC on any radiation studies and would like to make the following recommendations. The Link NYC, recommendation number 1, the Link NYC be transparent on any and all studies of any already radiation amounts expelled by the polls. You ain't gotta help me. You sure? Not like this. Okay, so basically.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
But listen, I'm used to speaking in front of,
I know you are.
500 people. This is really a small crowd.
I don't leave on this day.
I'm just reading. Okay, so, let me do, recommendation number 1, that Link NYC be transparent on any and all studies of any radiation amounts expelled by the polls to the community board and the community at large. Recommendation number 2, that none of the polls are in the near residential areas. Recommendation number 3, that none of the polls are near schools, playgrounds, or churches. And recommendation number 4, that the community and the community board are allowed to make suggestions on where the polls should be. Okay, those were our recommendations. Also, someone got up earlier and spoke about some of the studies on 5G. So you know, if y'all can remember, go back, just refer back to that. Like I said, culture conscious, whatever, you know. All right, so. So let me read off the locations. The locations were,
We gotta take them one by one and then we'll
Okay.
read it.
so I'll do the first location. 7301 25th Avenue.
Motion to vote on that.
Yes, and
Oh, wait a
also,
minute, you have a question.
hold on, before the question, in the package, there is, there's my report. So you can refer to each location to see how the committee voted. Because the committee pretty much overall on all of them voted no, with the exception of one. So just, you know, if you want to refer to that as well, to get a better idea of how the committee voted on all of these locations. Yes, Ed?
Are these the same poles that are presently on 37th Avenue?
No.
I haven't seen the polls.
These, oh, the same type of poles. Yeah, these are the five.
Well, wait a minute. See, I haven't seen 37th Avenue polls, because you have the square kiosk, then you have some that look like telephone poles.
Yeah, the Giovanni units. The
I
Giovanni.
thought you referred to as Q-tip poles because they've got a white.
The big silver.
That's the ones we are voting on. We're not voting on the square ones. We're voting on the Q-tip poles. Go ahead, Giovanni.
So what is being voted on tonight are what you term as Q-tip poles. And it doesn't impact existing poles. These are new proposed installations. So unfortunately, we're not able to weigh in on the ones that have already been installed. So what she's talking about are 5 new installations. And so the committee reviewed those proposals, and that's what we're voting on tonight. I also just wanted to say we had a presentation last month at last month's board meeting, and also there were documents in your packet that show pictures and give descriptions of each of those proposed Q-tips.
So, yeah, so if you were here last month, we all, most on the community board should have an idea of what we're talking about. Yes, should have. Yes, most of them are around the Boulevard building. And on their website, it's supposed to be like 400 feet, but as we found, some of them may not be 400 feet. But yeah, they're around the Boulevard building. And I'm sorry, your question was that, are they gonna?
No, I was just curious what.
Yeah, matter of fact, it looks like the same address, but it's several feet apart. Yes, Ed.
I do understand what we're voting on.
Yes.
Let me make that clear. I don't know that my 37th Avenue question was answered. Did they have it as of right to do it? I don't remember the board voting on it.
Well, they came in and spoke with us last month.
Not about the 30 years.
Talking about previously installed.
Right, well, they told us last month that they already had previously installed kiosks that were square ones.
Let me take that. Oh,
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
all right, let me take that one. No, we were not, the community was not involved into it. Our community board had nothing to do with it. We were the ones, actually, under the direction of Giovanna Reed, that she was the one who actually reached out to them, and then had Borough Hall and everyone else reach out to them. And then we became part of the equation. So no, we had no input in the prior polls that were put in, locations or how they were put in or whatever. And we actually brought them to the board meeting last month so they could explain this to us, how they just got and did it. And they said, well, there was no reason to ask you guys anything. So they thought. So now we're actually building a case that they have to ask us, they have to come to the community because they're not concerned with health concerns. You know, if they put them right next to a apartment building, we don't know because there's no information. And they've said out of their mouths, they're not interested in that. That wasn't part of their criteria. I believe that's the word they said. So
that's the problem I have with this, is that they're not concerned because they built them on 37th Avenue. So they said, the hell with that neighborhood, we're gonna do it. You know, it's just arrogance
of this
I agree.
city organization to just build where they want to build and then ask after the fact, not on 37th Avenue, but in another neighborhood, oh, by the way, we're going to do it here, and then we, the community board, votes on it.
But
We
that-
did not vote.
And that was because they got so much backlash, not only from Community Board 3, but other community boards in Queens and Manhattan. I think Manhattan 12, Community Board 12, they had them on the rails, and now their politicians actually got involved into it. I'm still looking for our politicians to really get involved into this. So the first step, as you know, being a community board member for many years, this is the first step. And now we'll take this to our elected officials and say, hey, what do we do? What's going on? Remember, I always say, you know, the community board is great, but the people you vote for, they're the bastions of your community. So this is what we do. And this time we actually are having a vote on it. So I'm appreciating that. Because there were so many things that, not so many, but there was a few things that went by, we didn't have a vote.
Yeah, I don't fully, follow what you're doing, but it seems like we're gonna have these things. They could be, park or a sitting area on 34th Avenue, which is, a lot of people there.
You said they should be in the park?
What?
You said they should be in the park?
I was putting in a park or, that.
These things, we don't know if they emit radiation.
Free Wi-Fi or free whatever this is, on 34th Avenue or 35th Avenue, where people walk into the subway, what good is it? They're sitting in Travis Park or 90th Street Park. I'd like to have, this facility. If I'm exercising on 34th Avenue, I did. It'd be nice to have, these facilities. So, where are these addresses coming from? What is 7301 35th Avenue?
That's,
What is there that we would want to have, a kiosk? That's okay.
Well, most of them are around the Boulevard building.
What is it?
Boulevard. The Boulevard building on the Story Boulevard.
Yes.
So really, when we brought them up, most of them were there. There were about 4 of them that were there, as I
Right.
recall. And there was one that was closer to Our Lady of Fatima, right there in that corner where the store is. So I agree with you, Paul, as, hey, listen, you can get free Wi-Fi, we live in a technology world, right? But we don't fully understand what kind of radiation this is. We don't fully understand if this is going to bother us, our health. We don't know what it does. And basically what we want to do is we want them to be transparent, right? I mean, hey, listen, give me a free TV, but not if it gives me cancer. I don't know if it gives me cancer, you can keep it, right? So, I mean, we need to know what's going on. That's one of the reasons that people were concerned. So what we're doing today, when you said you're not sure what we're doing, today we were voting on the ones that we can vote on. It's clear that they already put up some, in the neighborhood that, we didn't know about and they were not transparent. And to answer your question, do they have a right as of right? They probably do. I don't know. But at this point, we're about to vote on some that we do have maybe some type of control over. And that's what we can do. We can do with the information we have right now.
So. The first 2 addresses on that list are the Home Depot, and the Bed Bath, right across from the school of death.
Yes.
And then the last 2 are like the below the building area. And then the one in the middle is right this.
You know what, let's take that, because I was going to ask you, can you, so 7301 25th Avenue is which one?
It's the Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot.
It is the Home Depot.
It's right there.
Right across the hall.
Okay.
So you want to take that one first?
Let's take that one first.
All right.
So basically, when we had the committee meeting, there were 3 yes votes and there were 8 no votes. 2 people didn't vote. The overall vote, we recommended a no vote, no for the vote. And one of our things was, one of our concerns was due to the proximity of less than 400 feet, in which the website stated that they were not going to put
closer to 400 feet. This one we saw was about approximately 250, 200 feet within another one. So we recommended a no vote.
So can we call the question?
Sonia,
Yes,
but I guess at this point, the majority, we don't know what the hell we're doing.
no, we know what we're doing.
No, I don't think.
We know exactly what we're
Let,
doing.
let me speak. for
Yes.
myself, okay? But the reality, we need a knowledgeable person to explain to us what it does, good or bad, but not the company which is looking to install this equipment. Another company, that will neutral ideas, so be able to give us that proper information, so be able to vote. How are we going to vote something I don't know?
Well, we got a lot of information when the people came in. Link NYC
No,
came
no, but
last
the
month.
party,
Please, let me speak. Link NYC came last month and gave us a full explanation.
I will say,
And so we all are pretty much aware of what we're voting on. As far as that was one of our recommendations from the committee. We want them to be transparent.
yeah,
So
well,
that's why we were recommending that committee votes no.
you cannot be transparent because they seek into that equipment in there. They're gonna talk only what belongs to them.
Okay, so vote your conscience. If you feel that way, you vote no. Yes.
If you're trying to seek information from someone and they're being vague or they're not telling you what the deal is, my conscience says vote no.
I agree.
Okay, can we call the question
Yes,
now?
so can we call the question? What?
Michael? Someone, all right, so. Okay. Listen carefully. This is for the location at 73-01 25th Avenue. As Sonia David Roberts mentioned, the committee voted for a disapproval. Okay? So a yes vote is a yes for a disapproval. A no vote is a no vote for a disapproval. Okay. At Beckles,
Yes.
Ann Brown,
Yes.
Mark Armister,
No.
Heiko Cornelison, Sonia David Roberts,
Yes.
Vivian Dock,
Yes.
Margaret Dozier,
Yes.
Renetta English,
Yes.
Oscar Escobar,
No.
Mr. Gideon,
Yes.
Pastor Piron,
Yes.
Mr. Hollander,
Yes.
Ed Kiernan,
Yes.
sorry, Kevin Houston Board,
Yes.
was intentional. Steve Connick,
Yes.
Martha Leverton, Andre Malloy,
Yeah.
Lisa Masul,
Yes.
Richard Mullins, I'm a yes. Numa Darty, Teresa Foster Jones,
Yes.
Patrick Camus Cananor,
No.
Foster Rodriguez,
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Romero, that's a yes. Okay.
Jairo Rodriguez.
Tammy Rose,
No.
Ed Rosenbaum,
Yes.
David Rosero,
Yes.
Lobson Salaka,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
okay, Greg Taylor,
Yes.
Arthur Tyler? Chanel Thomas Henry? Emmett Wallace? And Ed Wesley?
Yes.
Okay, are there any board members that are present that can call their name?
Five?
Yeah. Five. Five. Is it vote?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right,
Okay,
with 27
Jairo,
yeas
Jairo.
and 8 noes, the motion for disapproval carries.
okay.
Next location?
So the next location will be 7215 25th Avenue.
You don't call my name.
But that's the Bed Bath and Beyond.
So this one is called the Bed Bath and Beyond. And the committee, there was a 1 yes vote, 9 no votes, 3 people did not vote. Overall vote was a recommendation of a no for approval. And again, it was due to the 400-foot proximity to one we just voted on. Yes.
And it's also across from homes, also, you know, the bed
Right.
that shows across the street from home.
Yes, it was across the street from residential housing. We were very concerned with the radiation and them not being transparent.
And the school from the down.
Yes.
Repeat the address?
72-15 25th Avenue. Yes.
Okay. Okay, once again, this application is for 72-15 25th Avenue. The committee recommends a disapproval for this location. So a yes vote is a yes or disapproval. A no vote is a no vote for disapproval. Okay, Pat Beckles,
Yes.
Ann Brown,
Yes.
Mark Burmester,
No.
Aiko Cornelius, Sonia Roberts,
Yes.
Vivian Dock,
Yes.
Margaret Dozier,
Yes.
Renetta English,
Yes.
Oscar Escobar,
No.
Mr. Gideon,
Yes.
Pastor Pierre Haran,
Yes.
Mr. Hollander,
Yes.
Kevin Hughes DeVore,
Yes.
Ed Kiernan,
Yes.
Stephen Panic,
Yes.
Martha Leverton, Andre Malloy, Andre Malloy,
Yes.
Lisa Masula,
Yes.
okay, Richard Marley's a yes. Nula Doherty, Teresa Parson Jones,
Yes.
Hutchie Kellis Cananor,
No, no, no.
Boss Rodriguez,
Yes.
Romero,
Yes.
Tammy Rose,
No.
Dave Rosero,
Yes.
Ed Rosenbaum,
Yes.
Lob Sansalaka,
Yes.
okay, Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Frank Taylor,
Yes.
Arthur Tyler,
No.
Chanel Thomas Henry,
Yes.
Emmett Wallace,
Yes.
and Ed Wesley.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any board members that are present and call their name?
Previously.
Mr. Solomon?
Yes.
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 Okay.
He's a board member, he's a board.
Okay. With 27 yeas and 8 noes, the motion for disapproval carries.
Next location.
Okay, next location is 77-19 25th Avenue.
Okay,
It's basically, if you know the area, it's above the N&R Delicatessen, 25th Avenue and 77th Street. Across from it is a park, the Landing Lights Park.
And Lady, Our Lady of Fatima.
Oh, yeah, no, maybe.
So again, there was 1 yes vote, there were 9 no votes. The overall, the committee overall recommended a no on this location. And it is due to it being too close to residential houses, parks, and things to that nature. Call the question.
okay. Once again, this address for 77-19, 25th Avenue. The committee recommends a disapproval for this location. So a yes vote is a yes for disapproval. A no vote is a no for disapproval. Pat Beckles,
Yes.
Ann Brown,
Yes.
Mark Burmester,
No.
Iko Cornelius. Okay, Sonia Roberts,
Yes.
Vivian Dodd,
Yes.
Margaret Dozier,
Yes.
Renetta English,
Yes.
Oscar Escobar,
No.
Mr. Gideon,
Yes.
Pastor Peter Ron,
Yes.
Mr. Hollader,
Yes.
Kevin Hughes Novoa,
Yes.
Ed Kiernan,
Yes.
Steve Buchanan,
Yes.
Mark Leviton, Audrey Malloy, Lisa Masulo,
Yes.
okay. Richard Mullins, I'm a yes. Nula Doherty, Teresa Parson Jones,
Yes.
Patrick Countess Cananor,
Yes.
Fosto,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Rose,
No.
Ed Rosenbaum,
Yes.
Dave Rosero,
Yes.
Lab Sasalaka,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Baha Solomon,
Yes.
Brett Taylor,
Yes.
Arthur Tyler, you know Thomas Henry? Okay. Ed Wallace, is that a yes?
Yes.
And Ed Wesley.
Yes.
Okay, any board members that are present, call their name. All right,
Next.
with 28 yeas and 7 noes, the motion for disapproval carries.
Okay, 2 more votes. Now it gets tricky because we have 2 of the same address. So we'll try to get you as close to possible as possible.
From the highway.
So 75, the next one is 75-20 Astoria Boulevard. This was a little close to the residence. It was on the highway. It was in front of Boulevard. I think there was a bus stop there. But there's also resident housing across the street. So for this one, there was 1 yes vote, 7 no votes, 1 abstain, 3 people did not vote. And overall, the committee recommended a no vote because it was too close to residential housing. So.
Okay, this is for 75-20 Astoria Boulevard. the committee recommends a disapproval for this application to post the residential houses. So a yes vote is a yes for disapproval. A no vote is a no vote for disapproval. Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Ann Brown.
Yes.
Mark Burmester.
No.
Heiko Cornelison. Sonita Roberts.
Yes.
Vivian Dock.
Yes.
Margaret Dozier.
Yes.
Renetta English.
Yes.
Oscar Escobar.
No.
Mr. Gideon.
Yes.
Pastor Peter Ron.
Yes.
Mr. Hollander.
Yes, my vote is yes.
Kevin Hughes Dubois.
Yes.
Ed Kiernan.
No.
Stephen Connick.
Yes.
Martha Leverton. Andre Malloy.
Yeah.
Lisa Basula.
Yes.
Okay, Richard Mullings, a yes. Nuala Doherty. Nuala Doherty. Teresa Parson Jones.
Yes.
Patrick Camus Cannon. Is that yes?
Yes, it's approved, right?
Yes. Okay, Fausto.
Yes.
Mr. Romero.
Yes.
Tammy Rose.
No.
Ed Rosenbaum.
Yes.
David Rosero.
Yes.
Lobster Salaka.
Yes.
Baha Solomon.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Okay, Greg Taylor. Yes. Arthur Tyler.
No.
Okay. Janelle Thomas Henry.
Yes.
Alan Wallace.
Yes.
And Ed Wesley.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. With 29 yeas and 6 noes, the motion for disapproval carries.
Thank you. Okay, this is the very last vote. Before I leave, I just want to thank the Transportation Committee, the Transportation for having me. Another, and for getting helping me. Thank you. Okay, so now we have the very last one. 75-20 Astoria Boulevard, which is a little further down. There were 3 no votes. There was 3 no votes, 1 abstain, and 6 yes votes. And due to the open area on, it was a highway and not in the proximity of houses, churches, or parks. Overall recommendation from the committee was to vote yes. So.
Committee said, well,
Yes.
yes on this one?
Yes.
Okay, once again, this is for 7520 Astoria Boulevard on the other side. The committee recommends an approval for this location. So a yes vote is a yes for the approval. A no
Wait,
vote
wait,
is
a
a
minute. I'm sorry, I'm not clear on the location. Because we got the same location.
Yeah,
How do you differentiate?
it's about 400 feet down. It was 400 feet from the, oh, I'm sorry.
It's on the
highway.
Is this
No,
on the highway?
it's 400 feet from the-
So this one on the highway?
Yes, there were no houses.
So we should make that differential and say this is one on the highway.
Yeah, okay.
75.
Who said that? Oh, I'm sorry.
75-20 is where you go on.
Okay, this is, once again, this is 75 Sugar Boulevard on the highway side. Not in proximity to houses, schools, or parks. The committee recommends a yes for this location. So a yes vote is a yes for approval. A no vote is a no for approval. Pat Beckles.
Yeah, you're right.
Pat Beckles.
Yes.
Ann Brown.
Yes.
Mark Burmester. Heiko.
Yes.
Sonia Roberts.
Yes.
Vivian Dock.
Yes.
Margaret Dozier. Renetta English. Oscar Escobar.
No.
Mr. Gideon.
No.
Pastor Pierron.
Yes.
Mr. Holiday.
Yes.
Kevin Hughes DeBoer.
Abstain.
Very interesting.
Okay. Ed Kiernan. Steve Panic. On to another time. Is that a yes? Andrew Malloy.
Yeah.
Lisa Masula.
No.
Richie Mullins, I'm a yes. Lula Doherty.
No.
Teresa Parson Jones.
Yes.
Patrick Thomas Calanor.
No.
Bosto.
Yes.
Mr. Romero.
Yes.
Tammy Rose.
No.
Ed Rosenbaum.
No.
David Rosero. Lobster Salaka.
No.
Mr. Solomon.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Frank Taylor.
I'm still, I'm gonna.
Arthur Tyler.
Yes.
Chanel Thomas Henry.
Yes.
Abbott Wallace. And Ed Wesley.
Abstain.
Okay, we have two abstentions to Kevin, would you like to address your abstention?
Yes, due to the fact that schools were used as the decision regarding this motion as an employee of the Department of Education, I am not permitted to vote on any motion involving schools. It is a conflict of interest, read the law. It's in the, read the recommendation. Is schools not mentioned in the recommendation? Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, hold on, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. And there was another extension, at Wesley.
Yeah, I voted to abstain based on two reasons. Total disregard for 37th Avenue. And secondly, I don't understand how on opposite sides of the street, you can have the same address.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Motion carries. Did the motion carry?
Yeah, well, we gotta count.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. With 24 yays, 9 noes, and 2 abstentions. The motion for approval carries.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, look.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Your words of sentence. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, let's give her a hand. She's doing a great job. Thank you, John. Meeting Board 3 signing again. This is beautiful. Okay. Yes, the one across the highway on 70. No. No. Okay, listen, I'm trying to get you guys out of here. I appreciate you hanging in here. Okay, my report, I'm gonna go fast. We gotta adopt the, okay, on the street. Before I adopt the, I'm gonna forego it.
Good evening, everyone. I want to do a sigh of relief that we got through this. I didn't know that we were going to do it.
I don't be yet.
That's very true, but we're almost done. Okay, just real quickly. I just wanted to let you know that Community Board 3 recently we have now in operation 3 sites within our district for the housing for asylum seekers. Just received notification on my way out from the office. And while, we are, definitely want to support our neighbors, the way in which this information is being disseminated, it really isn't fair. They tell us after the fact. And I think that I thought we had made some inroads a few years ago and had established a better relationship with the Department of Homeless Services, but apparently we've got to go back to square one. The other thing I wanted to mention was this upcoming budget. There are some drastic cuts that are anticipated, and will affect us as it relates to services that are being delivered. It is the preliminary budget, so perhaps it may not be as bad as it's forecasted to be, but I will keep you posted in that area. Also, just to acknowledge that this month is African American History Month. This board is celebrating it as well. We're also celebrating the birthday of Steve Kohanic.
Rafael Romero. I'm going to say Richard Myers. Mr. Wesley, four. I love your description of those Q-tips. I think it's wonderful. Really do. I'm gonna stop you for the next one. Give me one, if I can just take one more second to make sure I include everyone. Lisa Masulu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tanny Rose.
Sandy Rose.
So again, I just want to thank congratulate all of you on your birthdays, and I wish you many, many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Also, I'd be remiss to tell everybody, we were on, the Borough President's, YouTube. So if you want to check some, have time to check it out, check it out, to read what Reed is on here. I kind of blew up, I'm in the papers, I'm in trouble again, but whatever. This is the way we do things, just move.
What did not tell us?
Well, they have the budget, that was out, and this is part of the YouTube, thing. The Borough President actually presented the budget to us earlier, and there's drastic cuts to shelters, to this area, homeless, everything. And it's kind of ridiculous,
We're not getting informed of the new shelter.
Oh, and also the shelter, do you want to take it back? You might as well.
Okay, so, Ms. Nula, the Department of Home Services, they should be notifying us that they are establishing a facility, not after the fact. And this is what has happened on 3 occasions recently. If you might recall, well, I don't know if you remember the board at the time, but typically, and I know it's an emergency as well, so, but typically, they will give us like 30-day notice, 10-minute notice. But we didn't receive any notification. And so that's what I mean. I'm not upset about, and I'm not upset anyway, but I'm more concerned that the community be informed. And that didn't happen. And prior to these 3 occasions, we would get the heads up so that I would be able to do what I need to do in terms of informing the community and all of that. As you know, we support our facilities and we will continue to do that. I just wish that the method in which the agency is utilizing currently, that they would discontinue that, that's all.
So my question, are there 3 new facilities or 2 or not? I understand your frustration. My question, are there
Yeah,
3 new
so
facilities?
there are 3. There are 3. No, it's that information, I can't release it. Okay,
They could be domestic violence shelters, which is why they can't release the names.
Right, and that's part of our frustration also,
So, Department of Homeland Services told me for 3, they're gonna put 3 new homeless shelters in, but you're not allowed to tell people where they are.
they won't, yeah, I'm sorry, but
No, I'm trying to make sure it's clear. There's a
It's because they may be domestic violence shelters for women and children where there's domestic violence, and they need a safe, private, confidential space, which is why they can't reveal the addresses.
That could be true, but given our current situation with all the immigrants, most likely, shelters for new immigrants, which I'm all for, but I think we should really go there.
yeah.
I actually can't.
Unfortunately, not my policy.
Yeah, it's a shame, and one of the things that we're also fighting for is to keep the budget for these places. I mean, you put them in our area, there's no hospital, there's no nothing, and you cut the budget. I mean, what do you really want to happen? So this is part of our frustration, and we'll keep fighting through it. Right now, I'd like to have the adoption of the, January 19th minutes. Can anyone give me a motion to adopt? Okay, can anyone second it? All right, second. All right, a motion to adopt, all yeas, any yeas? All right, any nays? Let the record reflect no nays, any abstentions? Let the record reflect no abstentions, certified. Okay, guys, from the offices of our electeds, you know, Michelle, I've been waiting at you for the last half an hour, please come up. Jonathan, you know, Jonathan, okay, you're here. Okay, if you could just, you know, just line yourselves up there, if you don't mind. Okay, okay, the committee meetings, the only thing right now on the committee that I'm gonna have is, Ms. Vivian Dodd. Okay, would you like to say a couple of words about the health fair coming up, and Bosco, please join her, and then let the electeds go, okay? No, we have a health fair, ladies and gentlemen.
And Health and Social Service Committee, we held our first meeting virtual February 2nd, 2023, and the Community Board 3's annual Beyond Our Home and Memorial Healthcare Expo 2023. We held Saturday, June 10th at Corona Health Center, 3433 Junction Boulevard, Corona, New York, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a 5-hour event, but with a 1-hour setup before the event and 1 hour afterwards to dismantle, making the total time of 7 hours long. Free medical screening and information will be provided. Entertainment and raffle drawings will be held continuously throughout the day. At the conclusion of the event, a special raffle for healthcare providers and volunteers. Refreshments will be provided to healthcare providers, participants, and volunteers. Also for health center employees working at the health fair. Donations are needed for the following: refreshments, breakfast and lunch items, giveaways to board table, raffle items, gift cards preferred, monetary to be used where needed. A volunteer assignment form will be sent to all board members to be filled out and returned to the office, indicating participation response, time available, and if interested in chairing a committee. Some example of committee assignments: setup, 8 to 10 a.m., dismantle 3 to 4 p.m., translators, refreshments, entertainment, distribution of flyers, man community board table. Save the date flyer, letter of invitation to participate, needs list, and letter of response to be sent out by office staff to healthcare providers. Window wagging, stage, sidewalk closing, and sound permits, table and chair rental to be secured by our district manager this week. Entertainers are invited to participate. Refer them to the office. Discussion. Suggestions on what committee would like to see happen that's different from last year. And these are the suggestions: TB testing, bone density, mammograms, prostate screening, eye tests for adults, depression prevention, dental examination, and adult hearing tests. Along with our Health and Social Service Committee, Community Board 3's chair, district manager, office staff, co-sponsors, community organizations, other community board members, community residents, and youth volunteers We hope to make this year's event another successful one. Our next meeting will be announced at a later date. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, we'll go for 1 second. Mr. Holland has a very important announcement, and then Michelle. Please just take a minute, sir. Hi. Good afternoon. The 21st of February, the International Mother Language Day. As of 1952, Bangladesh and Pakistan was one country. 1903 when we get independent. So 1952, the Pakistani government was declared that their Urdu language will be the state language for both countries. But Bangladesh, we have our own language regularly. So our Bangladeshi people come out and demonstrate that no, we have to speak, we have right to speak our language. And then Pakistani government, I mean the army, they hire and for Bangladeshi couple of people secretary general. This is the first time somebody died for establishing his own language. And then 1999, United Nations declared that 21st of February is the International Mother Language Day. Whole world is celebrating. So I'm requesting all of you, please respect those people who lost their life on that day. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hollander. Can you please announce where you're from, what office you guys are from, and please, sorry, kind of problem.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm the Office of Congresswoman of President and Ted. I'll make it very brief. The Congresswoman is now Vice Member of the Committee on Oversight and Reform and ranking member of the Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources. We would encourage you to follow along with the Congresswoman's committee work. Please post clip on our social media. The Congresswoman is presidency of the Union Address with our district director and Deputy Native Noreen Akhtar as the guest to highlight the work of our district office. To other reminders, please don't take directly. Should you or any other New York 14 constituent need help with the federal agencies. We held our first town hall of the year last month in Quad City. To be the first to learn about our next town hall or any upcoming events, we encourage you to send us a newsletter. You can come up to me if you'd like to do that. And then just finally, the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development reached out to our office to invite us to recommend constituents to join their local neighborhood advisory boards. These boards identify their neighborhood development areas, program priorities, and make those recommendations to the commissioner. So if anyone is a constituent of your 14 and is interested in being recommended to serve on your local neighborhood advisory board, thank you so much. Oh.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Rosario. I work for Senator Esper Ramos. Some of the events that we have coming up are the New York State Budget Forum. We're opening up the floor to different groups and organizations that have funding requests. You can submit written testimony, or you can sign up to speak. You have about 5 minutes, and you can submit additional documents as well. And that will be February 22nd. Between 10:30 and 2:30 at Queensboro Hall. And I put up the flyers, but if anyone doesn't have it, you can call our office or you can take a photo of them. We also have our Immigrant Family Resource Fair that's coming up March 4th at IS 145 right on 80th Street. We're gonna be opening up tables to new arrivals or any immigrant families that need resources from the community. That are nonprofit or organizations that serve that population. We're also going to have a raffle, some snacks, and also display a piece of artwork from one of the students of the school. We're also currently offering free tax prep, working with Urban Upbound out of our office on Wednesdays by appointment only, so feel free to call. Please call us. Please bother us. I hate when the office is just silent. We're here for you. We want to help you. So if you have any questions at any time, we really appreciate if you would share the forum with any organizations or any people who are leaders of groups that may need funding requests for the state budget. The Queens delegates will be there. And then a couple of senators from Queens there. And we really appreciate your feedback. Thank you.
My name is Jessica. I'm the Director of Community Relations from Stephen Raga's office. Just wanted to remind everyone that the property conventions are coming due March 15th. So if you're a senior, have a disability or a veteran, the deadline is coming up. If you need help filling out the application, please reach out to our office. And also we recently held a info session for Citizens Committee regarding microgrant opportunities, like you're a small business and need microgrant loans, that you can reach out to our office for more information on that as well. And also the family member is going to be here today because he's in Albany. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jonathan Arias. I'm the District Special Assistant for Congresswoman Grace May. To reiterate a couple sentences from her, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but we have a mobile office hour next week on Thursday, February 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Senator Ramos' office. Whether if you guys want to come, if you have any information or questions about immigration cases or IRS or anything federal, we will be there for you guys. And then last but not least, we also have, as previously mentioned, the Jackson Heights Post Office Passport event, which will be held March 19th at 9 a.m. If you have any questions, I will personally be here. I will have my business card. You could call me, text me, email me at any time, any day of the week, and I will respond. And yeah, this is my first in-person meeting here at Community Board 3, as I was previously. And yeah, I'll continue to be here every month, so feel free to, message me at any time. But thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, how you doing? My name is Stephen Mendoza. I'm a coordinator at the Board President's Office in the Immigrant Welcome Center. There's a couple of events coming up. Let me just get through this real quick. There is a rent freeze and homeowner tax exemption in collaboration with the Mayor's Public Engagement Unit, where people come in and walk in to just see their eligibility. It's going to be February 22nd from 10:30 to 3:30 p.m. And for March, it's going to be the 1st, the 8th, and the 15th for 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on room 213. There are 2 applications open right now. One is for the Queens General Assembly, a QDA, which ends tomorrow. If applicants will be Queens residents who are at least 18 years old, and those interested can apply at queensbp.org/Queens General Assembly. There's another, the Youth and Young Adult Council for high school students, college students, and advisors. This council will be split into 2 cohorts, the high school age 13 to 17-year-olds, and the young adults from 18 to 25-year-olds. You could ask for more information at info@queensbp.org. And following week is going to be the second borough on the block. The first one was last year in August. It was located in the southeast Queens. This time around, it's going to be on Community Board 1 and Community Board 2. There's going to be a bunch of events. I left some of the flyers up front on the way out, and I'm going to be emailing them on to you guys. It's going to be Tuesday, February 21st. It's going to be a bystander intervention and self-defense training. There's going to be a culture lab, LIC, job recruitment fair. This is going to be Wednesday, February 22nd from 1 to 3:30 p.m. at LaGuardia Community College. Older adults and mental health awareness, which is going to be on Wednesday, February 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. in Sunnyside Community Service. There's going to be the Western Queens Night Shot Town Hall which is gonna be on Wednesday, February 22nd, from 6 to 8 p.m. in Variety Boys and Girls Clubs in Queens. And we got some more. The story hour with the board president on the Queens Public Library, the Long Island City branch, Thursday, February 23rd, from 12 to 1 p.m. And Western Queens Town Hall, which is going to be LIC YMCA, February 23rd, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And sorry, one more. The Immigrant Resource Fair, which is happening February 25th, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in Jacob Avery's neighborhood settlement.
Thank you.
It's all just.
Yeah, okay. He's not saying anything like we don't know him, but you know, we saw this.
All right. And then we'll do Christian on after. We have one more after the bond script.
Yeah, good morning, y'all. I appreciate it's 10 o'clock. I appreciate you guys for staying. My name is Yusuf. I work alongside Councilmember Tiffany Gabon. That's great. I work alongside Councilmember Tiffany Gabon. I didn't see you guys since the holidays, so I hope you guys are all healthy, obviously, and you're starting the year off happily. A couple of office updates. We got our new Director of Constituent Services, Melissa. She's actually at another meeting that probably ended already. But she said what's up. She said what's up, and she's excited to work with folks in District 22. So for sure, I got some legislative updates. We got the Secure Jobs Act just introduced. So we got employees or employers over here. Just raise your hand real quick. You know I like to make myself interactive. Any employees? Any employers? Yes? So the Secure Jobs Act, it prevents unjust and random hirings from workplaces. So the bill guarantees advance notice, a good reason, and a fair process when employers are firing somebody. And at the same time, this bill does not prevent layoffs for financial hardships to the employers. So it's definitely a huge win for us. We've been working with a broad coalition of obviously workers, employers, labor unions, and different organizations to make sure all the stakeholders are represented. The Committee on Women and Gender Equity, one of the most productive committees last year, with 15 bills receiving a vote in 2022. So shout out to that team. Councilmember Caban chaired 2 hearings this last, in the beginning of the year. One on coerced death and one on non-binary individuals being held at Rikers Island. Next week, there's a hearing on cities' Home Plus program and exploring ways to increase access to housing support for victims of domestic violence. A lot of the times in domestic violence, financial abuse is a huge issue. So our team is securing funds to make sure we're supporting these individuals. Budget season. So if anybody works at a nonprofit or has a nonprofit and would like to apply for discretionary funding, you can connect with me, and I can also connect you to Madhuri, who's our legislative and budget director. The deadline for that, for folks that don't know, and it's not only for our office, is this Tuesday, so February 21st. So if you want to apply for discretionary funding, the deadline is the 21st. Participatory budgeting is at its final stages. So this year we did a couple of different things. First with the team, with the theme of PV, we made the theme around public safety. And second, we also selected 20 members of the community who their peers chose to participate in our Citizens Assembly. So in the assembly, we obviously asked them what creates a safe community for you. In a perfect world, what resources would exist for you to feel completely safe? So that's coming up. We're gonna share the projects next week. And keep an eye out for that, obviously. And anybody 11 years or older who works, lives, goes to school in the district is able to vote for those projects. The last initiative I'm super excited about is potluck and Pollier. We're starting a new series, which we will be collaborating with different organizations to help community members with governments, bills, laws, and just political education in general. That's it for the updates. Obviously, you gotta love yourself enough to take care of your communities. So continue to take care of yourself so you're able to take care of your families and your communities. And hopefully see you next March. Thank you.
We have one more legislator for Senator Krishna's office, so Ms. Rice.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Oh, wait, hold on. We're having a little issue hearing you. Hold on, Ms. Rice, hold on. Okay, now try.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for the CB3 board members to have me here. So I'm here on behalf of Councilmember Shekhar Krishnan. I'm the district director for Councilmember Shekhar Krishnan's office. So we just want to share a few updates. Last month, our office was many partners. We hosted a small business resource fair at Jackson Heights Library. And just last Saturday, we hosted a Lunar New Year celebration to welcome the Year of the Rabbit in Elmhurst. And many community members from Jackson Heights and Elmhurst joined and had a great time. Also, as mentioned earlier, last time, we are working to finalize the participatory budgeting, the ballot. So that's really exciting. We have several great proposals coming up. And thanks to the hard work from the community volunteers. So the vote week is from March 25th to April 2nd. So we'll have more to come, where to vote and how to vote. So this is, as I mentioned earlier, anyone who's over age 11 and in the district can vote. So we'll be happy to share more. And please make sure you sign up for our newsletter, or if you have any questions, just reach out directly to our office so we can give you more information. And like I mentioned, if you need help or report any issues in the district, just anytime call us at 718-803-6373, or you can also email us at kushnan@council.nyc.gov. Thank you so much. That's all. Have a great evening.
Thank you. All right, this has been a long meeting. Thank you for hanging out with us. There's 1,000 other places I know you'd rather be, but thanks very much. Motion to adjourn. Second. Study certified. Thanks again, guys. It's 10:10. Special thanks to Ms. Renata English for taking over the technical